Today, your Xbox is killing it. The planet, I mean. Your Xbox is killing the planet. This is CheckPoint. Welcome to CheckPoint, where, Jesus Christ, what happened to your eye?
Oh, this? Yeah, you should see the other guy.
Okay, what's the other guy look like?
No, seriously, you need to find him. I have no idea what he looks like. I can't see shit.
If it bleeds, it can dance the Carlton? I don't know, man. Predator is in Fortnite now. The iconic alien star of at least one good movie, y'all can argue about that one in the comments, much like the Predator's victims, I have no skin in this, is no stranger to crossovers. From the famous Alien vs. Predator comics and movies to recent appearances in video games like Mortal Kombat and Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Wildlands, and even appearing in a crossover with Archie comics. So really, Fortnite is barely an adjustment for the splay-mouthed trophy hunter, a game that has in the fairly recent past seen appearances by the cast of Star Wars, John Wick, Halo's Master Chief, Ninja, who is a real person, Lachlan, who is like an Australian ninja, and most recently Kratos from God of War. At a certain point, it gets easier to list characters that aren't in Fortnite, so CheckPoint is reporting that President Joe Biden, Alvin, Simon, and Theodore Chipmunk, the A&W Root Bear, and the cast of Cheers are not in Fortnite at time of recording.
With the USA's newly sworn-in President Joe Biden signing an executive order for his country to rejoin the Paris Climate Accord, Microsoft has to be sweating bullets right now. You see, a recent report reveals that the Xbox Series X and S both use an Instant On feature that could potentially use up to 4 billion kilowatt hours of electricity by 2025. Now, that report from the Natural Resources Defense Council makes a lot of assumptions. Chief among them is Microsoft will actually sell a fuck ton of Xboxes this year. So congrats, Xbox, I guess? The solution is pretty simple. When you set up your Xbox for the first time, don't select the default highlighted choice of Instant On. Pick the energy saving mode instead. Sure, it'll mean you'll have to wait between 5 and 10 seconds for the console to boot, but hey, small price to pay to save a little on your power bill and leave a little electricity where it's needed. Mining cryptocurrency. Hey Biden, you want to save the planet? Ban crypto mining. Gamers won't mind, they'll just be glad they can find GPUs in stores again.
GameStop's share price bottomed out at $2.80 9 months ago, but now it's skyrocketed up to $40 a share, and it's not totally clear why, nor can analysts agree if this is a weird, short-lived bubble, or if they've actually got some good ideas to turn this train wreck around. Back in August, investor Ryan Cohen, seen here on right, bought a 10% stake in GameStop. Cohen previously founded Chewy.com and sold it to PetSmart for $3.5 billion, so he's one of those people who's incredibly wealthy and combines that money with other companies to turn it into more money through some kind of investment alchemy that I, as a mere pleb, can never hope to understand. Cohen apparently has some ideas and has identified GameStop's issues as, quote, internal intransigence and an unwillingness to rapidly embrace the digital economy, which, as you can see, he believes so strongly that he wrote it down in all caps, italicized, and underlined in a filing with the Securities and Exchange Commission titled Maximizing Stockholder Value by Becoming the Ultimate Destination for Gamers. I'm not ashamed to admit I had to look up intransigence, and it means a refusal to change one's views, and, accurate. Elsewhere in the filing, Cohen practically begs the GameStop board to make a bunch of changes, like cutting lease costs by closing locations, streamlining or shuttering the European and Australian branches, and, quote, pivoting from a brick-and-mortar mindset. In his concluding paragraphs, Cohen says, quote, we have stopped short of outlining a detailed turnaround plan in this correspondence because the onus is on the board to do their jobs and produce a viable strategy, which is the sort of thing I didn't know you could just say to someone, but then I don't have $3.5 billion. But I did earn $8.50 an hour working at GameStop 15 years ago, and let me tell you, that all sounds fine, but none of it addresses the biggest problem with GameStop. They're a shit company run by assholes. I encountered a variety of store managers in my day, good and bad, but everyone above that level was an out-of-touch goblin who enacted anti-consumer store policies and judged their employees' worth on how many replacement warranties they could trick customers into adding to their purchase, just in case. After all, it's only a few dollars on a $70 game, and you never know what could happen. Just bring the disc back in and we'll replace it, and we won't stop asking until you say no 3 times. Has GameStop failed to adapt to a digital world? Yes. But the much bigger problem is that literally nobody involved with any part of a GameStop purchase is enjoying themselves.
Hey kids, before I start this story, I need to set the scene. I wrote this at like 3 a.m. last night, and given how much of my life is a blur thanks to the pandemic, I don't even remember writing it, or even the rest of the sentence I'm reading off the screen right now, Penguin, so let's all enjoy this for the first time. Mountain Dew is making a body pillow? And I can only assume that that's because there's an untapped market of gamers that keep emailing the Dew about how they love it so much they keep getting their dicks stuck in the bottles. Now, this isn't a boring rectangular pillowcase, no. This thing is cut to fit. It is custom shaped like a bottle of Mountain Dew if each bottle of Mountain Dew also had an unsettling white glow around it, though that would only make me thirstier, I think. Why the hell does this exist anyway? Who looks at a glass of Dew and thinks, yes, that'll make me sleepy? If you had a real-life bottle of Mountain Dew this big, you would either A, never sleep again, or B, sleep forever. It'll be on sale soon, somewhere on the internet, because brands.
But your eye is okay, right?
Oh, yeah, I was just screwing around. I actually can see out of it just fine.
Okay, because if it isn't, we're going to get comments.
Like what? Fix Beej's eye? My dude, I've been hearing that since elementary school.
No, it'll probably be more like, put Beej's eye in Smash.
That's kind of how we got here. Coming up. The Last of Us TV series has found a new director after the previously attached director, Johan Renck, cited scheduling conflicts. But I like to think that the director of HBO's Chernobyl just found The Last of Us too depressing.
For the story, I was like, I should put down how much I earned when I worked at GameStop. Technically, it was EB Games, which is the Canadian. They never got around to changing the name.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, what was minimum wage in BC?
It was minimum wage.
Because of course it would have been minimum wage. What was minimum wage in British Columbia when I worked at GameStop? When did I work at GameStop?
Did I work at GameStop?
And I texted Matt, who also worked at GameStop.
Okay.
And I was trying to figure this out. And turns out Matt and I both have this like sort of 5-year like fog area where it's like I graduated from high school and I started university and I started working at the university newspaper.
Right.
And then 5 years after that, I stopped working at ICBC because we got the unskippable thing. And in the middle there, I worked at EB and Rogers Wireless doing cell phones and ICBC doing like speeding tickets.
Right.
And I have no concept of like the years, the time there. But then I remembered that the reason I moved to selling cell phones is because the commission was better. And I knew I was good at sales because my manager at EB at GameStop ran a thing one month that was like whoever sold the most gameplay guarantees, those things I was talking about, he would buy them a game. And the game that I chose, because I did it, I sold the most, was Eternal Sonata. So I looked up when Eternal Sonata came out, and it was 2007. So I was like, oh, okay, great. So
BC minimum wage in 2007.
Yeah. Brief aside, that manager probably stole the game to give to me.
Yeah.
Can't prove it, but he was eventually fired for something that they could prove.
Sure.
So I looked up what minimum wage was in BC, and it was $8.56. And I was like, that seems wrong. So I texted Matt. It was like, yo, when you worked at EB, what were you making? And he's like, I don't know. I think it was like $8.50. And I'm like, God, I guess that just was what minimum wage was in BC in 2007.
So when I was in grade 9, and I was just almost 14 years old, and they thought I was 14, but I actually wasn't. I was like 2 weeks away from my 14th birthday.
J'accuse.
Yeah, 2 weeks away from retirement. Anyway, I worked minimum wage at Bonanza as a busboy. And do you know what minimum wage was when I was in grade 9?
In Alberta?
In Alberta?
No.
$4.50
Holy moly.
to pick up dirty dishes and take them to the dishwasher.
Wow, get fucked, Alberta.
It was the worst. It was the worst.
Oh my
It
God.
was a good 4 months.
It's a lot better in BC now, at least.
Yeah. Fight for 15.
Today, your Ekbok.
You almost got through 2 words.
What happened? Ekbox.
Egg bach.
Ek. I just stopped the ek.
Your Ekans is killing it.
Ekans. Ekans.